Alright guys, I'm going to show you how rigged the NBA is again. I want to do this video because a lot of people are interested in the LA Lakers and LeBron James. I'm going to explain why he was out faking an injury. So yesterday I had Boston to beat the Lakers, and they did. They actually killed them. It was 130-108. They murdered them. So I said this: Boston can become 8-8 for the season 88 days after Kobe's birthday. And that's what happened. Boston are now 8-8 for the season, 88 days after Kobe's birthday. They play Oklahoma City Thunder in their next game. So how perfect, because Oklahoma City Thunder gets you 88. And Boston come into this game with an 8-8 record, because it's all rigged. If you include the end date of Kobe's recent birthday, the game was 89 days after it. The Boston coach, he was born on 8-9. The Lakers, they dropped to 8-9 for the season. And the game was played on November the 19th. November 19th gets you 89. Perfect date for them to drop to 8-9. Los Angeles, California, also gets you 89. King James made his return, LeBron. King James gets you 89. That's why he returned in this game when the Lakers dropped to 8-9. 89 is the 24th prime number. Obviously, the jersey Kobe wore with the Lakers. And 3 times 8 gets you 24. And if you look here in the game, the Lakers took a lead. They had an 8-point lead in the first quarter. They scored 38 points. But I'll get to why 38 is really important in a moment. So Boston, they stayed on 300 all-time home losses on a Friday. And 300 is the 24th try. So another 24 there in dedication to Kobe. And the Lakers stayed on 240 all-time road wins in November, like 24. The Lakers coach, Vogel, he got his 204th regular season away loss, like 24. The Lakers got their 216th road loss in November. 6 times 6 times 6 gets you 216. Frank Vogel, the Lakers coach, born on 21/6, the 21st of June. Kobe's highest scoring game was in his 666th game, of course it was, where he got 81 points. Coming back to these 38s, the Celtics stayed on 163 all-time losses to the Lakers, and they picked up their 163rd regular season win. The game was 16 weeks and 3 days before the upcoming anniversary of Francis becoming the Pope. 163, guys, is the 38th prime. And like I told you, it's the reason why the Lakers started with 38 points in the first quarter. Because it's all rigged. This was the Lakers' 38th game on 11-19. LA Lakers gets you 137. As you can see here. 137 is the 33rd prime. Boston are now 3-3 at home for the season. Also in the game, the Lakers were leading 13-7, so I put more money on Boston, even though they were down by 6, because I saw what they were doing. This is why I love betting in play. Lakers were up 13-7. I was like, okay, Boston are going to come back and win this and become 3-3 at home for the season. It's exactly what happened. And Kobe in Gematria gets you 33. Interestingly, Jason Tatum, who I said would have a big game, he got 37 points. Of course, he got 37 points because Los Angeles gets you 37 in the purest cipher. And Kobe trained Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum was born on 3-3, on the 303rd day of the year. So, of course, he was going to have a monster game when Boston could become 3-3 at home for the season. 33, the master number. 33, the highest rank of Freemasonry. 33, supposedly the age that Jesus died. LA became 1-4 away with a loss. And LA gets you 14. So look, LA came in 1-3 away to become 1-4 away, because it's all rigged by the numbers. The game was played on 71 date numerology. Celtics gets you 71, as you can see here. And what's really interesting to me is Dennis Schroeder, who played at the Lakers last year, he wears the number 71, and he had a huge game. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Number 71. Had a great game, of course he did. The word Catholic also gets you 71. It was the 171st game between the franchises in Boston, and 171 is the 18th triangular number. The Lakers stayed on 61 wins. The Celtics got their 610th win in November, and 61 is the 18th prime. Just know that IHS, which is the Society of Jesus, gets you 18 in 2 ciphers. Also, IHS gets you 36. And if you look here, Marcus Smart had a big game as well. Number 36. Pope Francis born in 36. 666 is the 36 triangular number. So no shock that number 36, Marcus Smart, had a big game. 30 minutes, 22 points, like 3-2-2. Skull and bones, baby. Just what an absolute disgrace, how rigged it all is. But like I said, I'll just keep profiting from it until it all comes out. Boston stayed on 2,707 all-time losses. 277 is the 59th prime. Pope Francis gets you 59. Look how Pope Francis gets you 1-2-2. And it was 1-2-2 when Kobe got his highest scoring game in 2006. What a joke. What an absolute joke. 59 is the 17th prime. And both the Lakers and Boston Celtics both have 17 championships each. Of course they do. Of course they do. It's hilarious, guys. This was the Lakers' 17th game away on 11-19. The Lakers got their 233rd away loss on a Friday. And 233 is the 13th Fibonacci number. And like I showed you guys, LA gets you 13. Completely rigged. Completely rigged. Boston stayed on 13 losses when playing on 11-19. So they last played each other on the 105th day of the year. The Celtics became 10-5 at home when playing on 11-19. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the full name of the Jesuit Pope, who's heavily connected to all of these outcomes, gets you 105. The Lakers dropped to 31-7 when playing on 11-19. 317 is the 66 prime. Interesting that Kobe was 6'6". At least that's what we told. Lakers gets you 66. The Lakers coach, Vogel, he got his 58th regular season loss with the Lakers. 58, a really big number. So look at this. You've got Kobe Bryant, 58. You've got Los Angeles Lakers, 58. You've got Pope Francis, 58. You've got Freemasonry, 58. The Lakers coach Vogel, he got his 349th regular season loss. 349, guys, is the 70th prime. Vogel was hired on the 70th day of 2019. There was 7 weeks and 0 days between the coaches' birthdays. Francis, like Pope Francis, gets you 70. Vatican, where he resides, gets you 70. The Lakers got their 389th away loss to the East. 389 is the 77th prime. Boston gets you 77. There's a reason why at one point in the season, Boston was 7-7, their record. Completely rigged. And just look at this, guys. 238 points scored in this game. 130 plus 108 gets you 238. Kobe Bryant born 23-8. And the game was heavily connected to him. Also notice that Boston finished with 130 points. Kobe Bryant was born on a day leaving 130 days left in the year. So rigged, guys. So rigged. And then you have Boston becoming 8-8 for the season, 88 days after Kobe's birthday. It's just beyond rigged. And I've said many times now, I've called so many games perfectly. Look here in the third quarter, 33-21. 33-21. It's where Boston took over the game. 33-21. Kobe, 33-21. Like, come on. LeBron James gets 23 points. The number that he wore last year. It's just a joke. It's just a joke, guys. But like I said, I'll just keep exposing it. I'll keep winning money at the same time. But if you're going to tell me this game wasn't rigged, then I don't know what to say to you. I really don't. Anyways, cheers, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'm sure I'll have another video coming soon. Cheers.